Good morning, everyone joining from all across the world. Welcome to the morning devotional show. With me in the studio today, I have Joshua and Tulu Alashe. So, Joshua, do you want to say hello to our listeners?
Of course. Good morning, dear listeners. It's a pleasure to be here.
All right, thank you. So, Tulu Alashe, over to you. Do you want to say hello to our listeners?
Yes. Good morning, everyone.
Amazing. Amazing. All right. So we are going to be using the Euphoria of Light devotional. And today we're talking about a very interesting topic, which is turn over your side. What comes to mind when you hear turn over your side, Joshua?
Turn over your side. A lot of things actually come to mind. Aside the literal turning of sides, when you sleep and you have to turn on your bed from side to side. But when you turn from side to side, even right on your bed, the view changes, right? So perhaps
Mm,
sleeping on your right, you see a different view, a different side of the room. You turn over to the left, you see a different side of the room. So the view just changes. So I think
yeah.
that is what comes to mind when we try to relate it to our persons, our character. Yeah. So we have different characters. Like some people would say, when you're a Roman, behave like Romans. So we have this Roman or Romanian behavior, and then we have this maybe Nigerian behavior. But that's what I think. Yeah.
That's interesting. That's very interesting. Because you're already going in the right direction. So let me just paint us a scenario. Let me give us an analogy. So I'm pretty sure everyone who is listening now, you go to the kitchen or you're familiar with the kitchen and using a frying pan, for example. So when you want to fry food, for example, chicken, plantain, eggs, all that good stuff, the food is usually turned while you're frying, right? So you fry one side, and then when it's cooked to perfection or fried to perfection, you turn over to the other side. If you don't do that, it means that one side will be well cooked and the other side remains undone, right? So in that same manner, right, we also have, people like Christian men, for example, who they have such an excellent public image and reputation. So everyone sees them positively. They are kind, they are courteous, they are soft-spoken, they're eager to help others. They serve the Lord with all they possess. But however, when you visit the same people in their house, in their home, it's, a different story. So you literally turn the other side. You can hear a different story from their wives and their children. They might describe them as stingy. They can say, oh, he's mean, he's wicked, he's insensitive, he's vengeful, a lot of things like that. So Tolu Alashed, have you heard about such things, such scenarios, or such people? Have you ever experienced such before?
Yes. Yes. I've experienced a lot of it. Like people living two-faced life, more like two sides of a coin. So this part facing you is telling you this is who the person is, and
Mm,
when you are seeing the person from another angle, you are seeing the horrible side of the person. You're like,
yeah.
what's happening? What's happening? So it happens to so many people. It happens to so
Yeah.
many people. Yeah.
Definitely, definitely. Two sides of a coin really, really captures it, right? But, just in case you're wondering why we use just the men, this is not, it's not just the men. For the women's side, an example would be, women, Christian women who, they respect their pastors, they honor them, they're very active in the Lord's service, hospitable, supportive, generous. They behave even just like Christ in the church. However, again, when you visit their homes, you might just be a different story again, a different narrative. So they can be rude, they can, be dishonoring their spouses, even unloving, uncaring, or some might even be denying their husbands of, the visit to Jerusalem.
Oh
The
my.
married people know what that means. Joshua, were you going to say something?
that just caught me on a race, like the street skills and all of that. Yeah, we have people that's kind of all over the place. We have, stories, we have narrations of this nature every now and then. When people do things, let me just say hypocritical in that sense. So
Yeah.
I say this is popularly called or referred to. So they do things trying to, appear good, appear nice, like appear
Yeah.
simply out there. But back in their closet, they are just totally different. And as far as the church example that you gave, I think even in day-to-day activities, experiences, I think we experience that in Lagos traffic, for example. Some might be like, forget that I'm in this suit. Forget that I'm off this suit. This is just you. Don't think I am, I'm this gentleman. I will show you my other side, and things like that. Yeah. So I think in that side, people tend to have, I said this, they do things to appear in a different way, and who they really are
Yeah.
at home just differs. Yeah.
That's such a perfect example. The road rage and people who live in Lagos, Nigeria, and maybe some other, countries like New York and fast-paced cities, they can relate to this, just because I'm in a suit does not mean, I can turn over my side and then you see a different side. So that's true. But finally, we've talked about the men, we've talked about the women. Now let's come to the children as well. We have children that they appear very saintly at home. Their parents boast about them, their morality, their uprightness, and all of that. However, these homes where the children are being used as the example, right? Those children there, they just laugh because they know it's not true. They know that, these children, they might be smokers, they might be involved in things they should not be involved in, like, gangs or immoral activities, while their parents, believe that they are saints. So I'm pretty sure now that, if you're listening, everyone, there's just something for everyone in this examples on this, the men, the women, the children, something might, what aspect of your life remains hidden and unpleasant. It might not be exactly the perfect alignment with the scenarios we've painted, but what part of your life is, like Joshua said, is given two sides of a coin. For example, are you leading a double or deceptive life? Outside you're one thing, inside are you something else? What part of your life does not reflect Christ? These are questions this morning that would like you to just think on, reflect on, and be objective and honest with yourself, right? I'm pretty sure you're listening to this right now. No one knows what you're thinking about, and if you're listening alone, then no one is there with you to hold you back from honesty, right? So what secret sins are you harboring, or secret life, right? And our admonition, to you this morning is, to just turn over that aspect of your life to Christ. So Christ is not, judging you for that. He actually wants to help you attain that position of transformation much, and it can make you whole every way. There's so many examples of transformational stories, not just from the Bible, but from day to day, our day-to-day lives. I would say, for example, one thing that I'm learning, right, is to be a lot more patient, for example. So it's interesting because I think maybe from like my relationships with friends or growing up, I sort of learned the habit to give a quick response or to retort quickly. And I would say this fits this bill because on a normal day, or maybe outside, when I'm not in that kind of environment, I'm just probably calm, listening. I'm listening to me now on this show, right? It is not the scenario or the environment that will bring out the retorting, and all of that. But sometimes with friends or with family, when you say one thing, I can say, oh, I have like a perfect response, it could be sarcasm, it could be like smart mouth, But then, turning over that aspect of my life is like, oh, I actually need to be more measured in this side. And I've seen how, God has just helped me. I don't know if Joshua, do you have any, quick example of, something like that can encourage someone to know that, you can just let go of this, certain part of your life and Christ will help you out.
Okay, in that regards, I would just say I would want viewers, listeners out there to know that it's one thing that our Lord and Savior would like us to do away with, right? If you recall, Jesus comes heavy on Pharisees and Sadducees because of the hypocritical nature, because of hypocrisy, basically. That he says, you are one thing here, you are another in your closet. You come out to pray in the public so that people can see you when we don't even know if you even pray at all in your rooms, right? So, yeah, I think we'll just try to pray. And I think what can help us is the fruit of the Spirit. Like you mentioned, patience already. We have love, we have long suffering, we have other things along that. I think we have 12 there about fruit of the Holy Spirit, and that would help us so that we can, on whatever side it is returned, the view should always be the same, and which is to be Christ-like. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that response. Tolu, Walasha, do you want to share something encouraging about a part of yourself that you had to let go to God, and God, is working on the transformation in you?
It's good. Okay, so it's one thing for you to have an habit that you know that it's not so pleasing to the public. And it's another thing for you to acknowledge that truly this thing is something that is in me that I do not want to see anymore. So by the time you come to the consciousness of this, it's easy for you to let go. It's easy for you to speak to God to help you and consciously walk out of such habits. Let's say, for example, anger. People are fond of saying, oh, I have anger issues, this and that. You don't really have anger issues. You're just unable to control your anger. You're unable to filter words properly. So your impulse, you're already saying all sorts of things or reacting the way you're not supposed to react. But by the time you come to the consciousness of, oh, this person is saying this thing this way, give excuses for that person. Like, okay, let's assume, okay, what if this person meant this thing this way? Subconsciously, your anger is wearing off. Consciously, also, you are telling God to take away the spirit of anger from you and give you a calm spirit. So these things work hand in hand, and before you know it, you are walking on one path. But you are walking on one path. So you can't continue to say, oh, I'm a Christian. Yes, we know you're a Christian. But a Christian, is anger supposed to be found in you? No, it's not the fruit of the Spirit. You're supposed to be calm, collected, and all. Anywhere they see you, everybody should be able to say the same thing about you. Not that they say, Pastor, you are fighting. What happened? Pastor, why are you upset? These things will not really portray Jesus in us. Thank you.
Yeah, that's true. You have to be cool, calm, and collected. You need to have the same report card, the same report sheet across board. Yeah. If you're a plantain, for example, you need to be properly fried on both sides. And how we can do that, basically, the summary of everything we've talked about is just surrendering every part of your life to God. So we'd like to leave you with, some Bible texts from Psalms 101, verse 7. It says, no one who practices deceit will dwell in my house. No one who speaks falsely will stand in my presence. That is God speaking to us then. Matthew 5:48, it says, so be perfect, just as your Father in heaven is perfect. So the perfection is not far-fetched. If it was, God would not be telling us to be perfect just as He is. It tells us that because He knows He's able to help us attain that status, right? So it's been an amazing time. But before we go, let's just take these declarations to start off our day strong and mighty. So, listeners, are you ready? I live in God's perfect timing. I am no longer subject to delay. My time for manifestation is now. My path is clear and obstacles are removed. I carry the manifest presence of God, and I have the spiritual, mental, and physical capacity to handle the unprecedented level of blessing and influence that is flowing into my life and ministry. All right. That was such, a powerful declaration. With that, we've come to the end of the morning show. It's been an amazing time, having you with us, listening to this and starting your day off with us. So would like to encourage you to plug in every morning. We do the same time. It's 7 a.m. West African time, the morning devotion, same channel, same YouTube channel, Praise TV. Make sure you listen every morning. Tell everyone. This is the best way to start your day with God and with just, helpful conversations that help you remain grounded. So from me, it is bye-bye. Joshua, do you want to say bye to the listeners?
Hey, bye from here. You have a great and blessed day ahead.
All right, Toluwalashe, do you want to say bye?
Bye, everyone. Have a good day ahead.
All right. Bye. Have an amazing, productive day. God bless you. Bye.
There's a generation of women rising. Women called by God to lead, to create, to influence, and to advance the kingdom. The Kingdom Women Accelerator program is a free 3 months online journey designed to equip Christian women to fulfill their God-ordained purpose, advancing the kingdom through dominion, wealth, and influence in every sphere. Whether you are in business, career, or ministry, this program will help you rise with clarity, confidence, and capacity to impact your world. Women who join this journey have found boldness to lead, wisdom to grow, and faith to walk in their divine assignment. This is your time to arise, step into purpose, walk in power, and influence every sphere God places you in. Join the Kingdom Women Accelerator program today and become the woman God designed you to be.
For my house shall be called a house of prayer. Across the nations, men and women are turning to God, building an altar of faith where prayers never go out. Every day, at 12 noon and 8 p.m. West African time, hearts connect across continents in one voice of prayer. Welcome to the House of Prayer, streaming live on Praise TV, where the fire never goes out and God still answers prayers.